everything I just said, straight up, like, um, I was up against so much, literally up against the tides backwards, like, and upside down. Um, and so, no, I had to put myself upside down to deal with it, basically. And so, because that I wasn't actually caring for myself, because my idea of worth for myself wasn't that good. So I put all the worth peripherally to everybody else. So I, took care of everybody else, and then took the repercussions, and really put. I mean, I created this hierarchy. It's crazy, and or maybe I didn't create it, but I I took it upon myself in a way that was not helpful at all. Um, but ultimately, it became helpful because it destroyed itself. For me to realize that I don't ever want to build that again there. Um, but so that's why I don't want to say sorry technically and exactly, because I know I have a great idea about what what is at what is there for the what is there at the end of it. Like pure bliss all the time. I know it. It's so close. It's basically it's basically here. Um, it is here. It's pretty much here. Like it's so close. Man. Um, so yeah, like that's why I never wanted to say sorry, is because yeah, I'm basically right there. I'm right there. I'm literally I just got to share this. Um, yeah. So, uh, man, I'm about to go on vacation for the rest of my life. So, yeah. And I'm about to bring everybody else with me that wants to that's around me and that wants to be there. And if you don't want to be there, sorry, but I'm gonna still be in that frequency, and I'm gonna be beaming it out in every which direction, because that's what I am. I'm a walking frequency. And I'm a talking frequency. I'm a out my pores that's coming out everywhere. This is the frequency. And it's not even like a I was gonna say something about frequency and like how frequently yeah, I've been frequently at this place, and this is resonating with me so deep that it's gonna be it's time to get embellished upon, straight up, like, yeah, make a home there. Make a home there. Make a home there. That's what I gotta do. That's what I'm gonna do. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing it. Yeah. So I just want to say shout out to everybody that's been involved in my life, everyone that's been there, everyone peripherally, like even like cybernetically. You talking about internets? Yeah. Um, I'm talking about on the YouTube, like all these teachers, man, straight up, all these people everybody that's involved, everything, because everything can be a teacher if you got the ears to hear it, if you got the mentality to humble yourself and realize that, we're constantly learning. And yeah, um, but then when you get involved into like knowing exact, then that's when you get, a little bit messed up. And then you start to put things like, oh, this formula worked in this situation. You don't want to do it in this other thing. And then that's how you get confronted with something that is not what you thought it was. And then you were already invested. And then you lose all your monies, bro. But no, but currency is endlessly seeping out, seeping in everything. So, like, there's no separation. Um, all is love, straight up. All is love. Um, it's just funny sometimes how it manifests, and maybe it's not just only funny. Like some people get offended about it, and that's all right too. Because we ultimately are the same thing, coming from different angles. Angles of light, angles of darkness, angles of the balance in between. That's where I'd like to be. That's the mean, or wait, I mean the medium. If you're trying to talk mathematics, um, Yeah, building a home here. Um, man, there's something about, man, I don't know, something just so humbling about this lesson that I just learned. It's like it seems like the first lesson I should have ever learned, you know? And like, let's say, um, I'm not gonna blame nothing in my past, but like, I was a cell, just a cell, and then something came in, and my environment got compromised in some regard, and then so instead of being or recreating, uh, or creating another duplication of the one cell to grow, um, I can only create like 99.8 or 98% or 97. And then, honestly, sometimes it seems like I could only recreate 1%. And that's a humbling thing too, to think like, that's what I feel like I was up against. Um, yeah, basically only like, man, everything was against me. Most of myself was against me. Like everything was apart. Um, and I only had a small hole, which I would put feelers out to everybody else, like give them that 1%. Um, and then I would go back and live with that, um, the parts that I couldn't recreate of myself 100% me. Um, yeah, but now it's like, so yeah, that's why I feel like this is like the first thing I should have learned. But I'm not like, I'm not holding myself like, damned to that. No, um, it's amazing. It really is amazing. Um, so like, I don't know. I want to like high five myself. Um, share this, stretch this, breathe this, eat this when the time comes. uh, poop this out. Have something grow on it like fertilizer. Have something grow on that like a plant. Have something grow on that like a bug. Have something grow on that like a bird. Have something grow on that like a bigger mammal. Have something grow on that like, maybe, I'm not judging if you guys still about eating mammals and whatnot, or animals. Yeah, maybe you eat that, and then, um, yeah, there's really like, man, who am I to say what's right for anybody else? Um, Especially when I haven't been doing what's right for me. Um, but it is funny though. Sometimes I do get this idea of, I think I can be so critical because I've been so critical to myself, not allowing things, whatever, like, um, whatever. But, um, sometimes I think I can use my critical eye to actually bring in all this information of what other people deem as authority figures, or, actually tested and trusted sources of information, which there are out there for sure. Everybody's of the source of the thing that propels everything. So yeah, everybody has validity. Um, I'll plug in this whip real quick. But I don't even know if it's charging. But uh, I think a part of me sometimes can get together all those things and actually pronounce, like, and reach to people. I feel like I can reach everybody for sure. I know that. I've been so small. I've grown myself to be literally the closest thing to nothing, which can be so beautiful, which I really believe that it is in a good light. Um, okay, now I think we're charging. But yeah, I've grown myself so small to be able to identify as anything. Um, It's quiescence. Basically, overtaking by going so far deep inside, or being so small that you can go through anything, pass through everything, because you are that thing, because you are nothing. And that's really dope. I'm actually, it's crazy how something that thought I could see so bad as of myself is now flipped, and now I can see is like, man, I did a lot of work. I did a lot of work. Um, I don't know why I took it upon myself to do that. Yes, I do. Because situations come up, man, and people feel down, and ultimately, I'd like to abolish suffering as best as I can. Um, yeah, straight up. Like, I've been there. The Yeah, I've been the smallest I think is possible, and I come with it, with that nothing mentality, which actually can be so pervasive. Um, to get inside, to go inside and heal. You don't even know. Um, and basically, yeah, heal. Like, I heard this from a dude, Zen Edmund. Um, Heal yourself to stop. Put your heel down, straight up. Like, stop. A lot of illness is doing, and that's the same principle as I learned a long time ago, where nature is negatively charged. Like, it doesn't, like, it gives. So it's a negative. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, it's a constant, like, subtraction in a sense of itself. Not really subtraction though, but it's a constant fractal, like, ever evolving, like, so people can see it or say it as a negative, because it's just like, it's coming out, dude. It's like, it's spewing out, dude. It's a negative. It's like coming out of this thing, and then everything that humans create is a positive. And as an addition, um, but I see that more and more as I age, as it actually a quote unquote negative. Like, yeah, you're adding on to something that's perfect, and I guess that's really why, or maybe not why, but we're here in that. Um, we're here in those laws of nature, in those functionalities of the universe, right here in this place. And I'm using this, excuse me, positively, apparition that's been erected out of the the giving nature, and man has put it onto as an addition. And it seems like the more we take the children of nature and molest them into the ways that we want to, um, we're adulterating these things, and then our children don't know that, oh, this was just an art. Don't take it as a philosophy. Oh, this was just a play. Don't take it as a law. Like, but at the same time, like, you should feel um, like you should express yourself completely how you want to. And I always used to bash myself straight up because I never really fully got to express myself how I really wanted to. But at the same time, I think it's because I never made amends with everything that I was involved with. Like, I was never at that perfection state, which is possible because perfection is a word named from something that exists. There's not, like, nothing. It cannot be named if it does not exist. Um, and it cannot. Yeah, it cannot be named if it wasn't known, if it wasn't felt, if it wasn't experienced. So I'm becoming balanced in the sense of using these additions that mankind dope has made, and not, yeah, like that. On that note too, Mother Earth is not really in trouble. Like, she can handle, and she's actually just well, at least the physical representation of this planet that we're on, this um organism, like that is a manifestation, a physical manifestation of the spiritual side of her, and I'm saying her, I don't know what, I don't know why, but because she's giving, and has things come out of her like women, like other life. That's what I meant. But but ultimately, I'm growing that balance with man mind to Mother Nature to Sky Father. I don't know if you guys heard that one, but that's dope. I heard that the other day. Um, this is a shout out specifically to Breatharian Elitam Elamine. Um, he says that, or he reminded me and reminded us that, um, once you feed off of your mother inside your mother, and then when you're out, you feed off of her breast, and then you should be feeding off of the plantations or the plants. And then once you feed off of that, then you grow taller or bigger. Then you feed maybe some bugs that you see and stuff like that, and then you start eventually feeding off of the things in higher up octaves like fruits or like bushes and fruits off of trees, and then fruits that have fallen, and you just slowly make your way up and up and up, and uh, and then after that you feed off of the ether and the elements, the general elements, and you assimilate everything you need off of that. And something about myself is I skip around a lot. Like I get interested in something, then I develop that, then I maneuver around. This is kind of like I've been developing this sphere of perfection, and then my consciousness or my direct consciousness goes into different angles uh, to develop that basically perfection, the perfection cell again. And um, oh yeah, but so yeah, I forgot, like, or maybe I didn't forget, but I don't know what happened exactly. But basically, mind hijacked my joint and took it for a ride, and then I started feeling like I wasn't worth it, and then all these things, or they're caused the separation inside my body, inside my entity, my deity that is actually me, my specific angle of light that am I am, and that I am emitting at all times. Um, something fractured that, um, which is, like, it makes sense. Like all these hyper, like hyper candy, hyper sweet, hyper sugar, hyper meat, hyper thick, hyper dense. Like that's nothing wrong really being dense, but you're not a rock for a reason. Um, yeah, I think we can be denser than rocks sometimes. But anyways, I kind of remember what I was gonna say. Basically, yeah, something happened in society, in my life, in society, or in society in my life at the same time. Yeah, skipped over a lot of the plant matter, the groundingness. So that's why I had to take off, like be here for a little, be here there for a little, be there for a little, like um, because that's the only way I could do it, because I wasn't grounded in the actual like temperance and balance and like momentum of nature. Like the actual steady flow, the seasonal understandings and whatnot. Um, yeah, nature's temperance, beautiful. Um, so, but now it's lead me back to make a full range, like 360 orb sphere of perfection with, yeah, every angle you can approach it. Like, I was going around the whole thing, just checking every angle, not checking sometimes, but also developing and, just there, like being there. And so, um, now I'm finally back at like square one or square two because I'm not gonna go suck on my mom's boob now. uh, or, but I have been like trying to go back to her house and like trying to help the diet out, because, you know, it didn't start with us, we didn't start the fire, bro. Like straight up, like now I'm working with the ashes of the ashes of the ashes of the ashes, and I'm thinking that that's the fire. Um, or I'm thinking that's like the whatever analogy part. um, but like I'm doing what I can to do what I can to grow what I want to be who I am, and yeah, I love that. I love it. Shouts out to everybody, man. Oh man. Um yeah, basically, and and then I would get caught up in not doing a lot because I can already see the perfection in it. So it's like, man, I'm straight. Like I can really appreciate it right now. And then I don't feel like maybe like getting fully involved to play. Maybe my energy levels wasn't that high. Maybe it was just stuck up in different parts of my body, so I didn't feel like being super involved. That's also a way to see how everything I say can also be, on the heads or tails end, when it's like, um, yeah, it doesn't have to be. Hmm. But yeah, I'm fully not tripping, obviously. just just chilling. Drinking some reishi mushroom. And yeah, I'm actually really happy about how I've been living just most recently. Like specifically recently. Um, and that's where I needed to start, like get good close. Get good in close. Um, and then from there it will all just grow out like like a freaking plant, bro. Yeah, my diet's been pretty dope. Um, I had some oyster mushroom. I put that boy on a glass pot. It was dope, and that my mom gave me. And then added some spinach, added some dulce leaves flakes, added some spicy stuff, and then um, like curry powder, and then serrano pepper, added some sprouts. There aren't the sprouts that I grew, but I am in the mode. It's coming straight up. Like all my principles are slowly becoming met, all of them, and I have virtues. Like I have all of my principles. I have all the principles, bro. Like straight up, like I care about everything. And yeah. And I guess my only virtue is to have love, be peace, have love. Like I don't know if I said that like different, but I don't even care. Just like just at 1 minute, like excuse me, everyone at 1 minute. I don't take anything from anybody unless they're offering it. Actually, that's an old thing I used to say, and I could tell I didn't even really feel it when I said it. But at one minute, mm, yeah, I've been going to these man. I've been going to these book club meetings on Sundays. Um, um, yeah, they're actually a channeling of Jesus Christ. Um, it's this woman, and she channels Jesus, which ultimately is a perspective of energy. It's an angle. Um, Not to say it like taking away from the power of a like an entity, like a he or whatever. I don't know why I felt the need to say that in a sense, but like, um, yeah, shouts out to Jesus. um, like, yeah, just talking about at one minute atonement. Um, at first, I was a little bit upset because going there because people would start off the meetings by saying um, how they're this, how they're that, and literally like um, regurgitating, like they're digging themselves a hole. Like I come in there with a fresh perspective. I don't know nobody. I don't know anything, and then I hear people talk about themselves in this way that's like taking away from the beauty that I see them, and that's where it can start. Is when like, hey, here's a stranger. They don't know you. Here's your chance to redefine yourself, and see how you can mean to somebody else, and have that be a reverse mirror for yourself, for you to grow and to build how you want to build. And I know that's true because recently I've been doing like the exact opposite kind of. Not really though. That's the reason why I start off this saying I'm not sorry for stuff, um, because I know what is to be gained and what is to be had. But that's why I was upset at these meetings at first because I would literally see people bury themselves, like put themselves down so much, and it's like, at what point are you gonna live in the right now and redefine yourself? When are you going to start? Start. And I understand, like it can be hard. I understand what they're up against. Um, yeah, but those have been really dope. Meeting some nice people. Um, yeah, like people that have careers that are what I would imagine is illustrious. Like they've invested years of their life into this study, and I'm actually super humbled because I like to share in these meetings, and then they come up to me afterwards and they say thank you truly, and they appreciate what I have to say, and it's humbling because in society we've put things on hierarchies and people jobs actions on hierarchies, like journeys on hierarchies, everything, and that's how a lot of times we made sense of things. Um, but this goes back to my last video. I don't know if you've seen it, but about baby consciousness. Like we do not have to grow these things so far away, to develop these things so far away, and yeah, it's like this design. It's like, okay, 21st century mind, we got you. Society, go to school, eat these things. This is protein. Protein is important. Don't mess about. Don't mess around about amino acids. Don't talk about vegetables. Don't talk about how protein is actually um, how it's created. Don't talk about uh, the assimilation of the minerals from the rock planet, from the organic organism, excuse me, the ever encompassing um, multi-elemental planet, beautiful Earth that we have. That's our inheritance. Inheritance. um, yeah, we're a mixture between all the elements, you know, all the elements on Earth and off Earth. That's why it brings back to Skyfather, like, yo, thought pieces, like thought meals. Um, yeah, mental peace, mental fulfillment. Mental is whole body, because you're mental. They call it um, metabolic system because it's meta. It's before your bowels. It's before your mouth. Um, it's all mental. Meta is before. Um, yeah, it's like it's a epigenetic. So but yeah, that's why I brought up Skyfather. Um, but yeah, I don't know exactly what I was saying. I was talking about the book club. Um, but yeah, we've had a lot of weird hierarchies, and yeah. So like, yeah, like be at 1 minute. Get your one. Be one, and be one for yourself, and then other people will see that, and then it will be so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Make peace. Be love. Um, yeah, this is a video diary, dog. uh 33 minutes. Yeah, about to hit 33, so salutations, much love everybody, straight up, like, from everywhere of my being, much love. uh yeah, I love you. Yeah.